White asks, can I call you like an absolute Just press the phone button, bro. There's no need for this question because the decline button exists for a reason. That's why I'm grading this opening as a mistake that leaves their defense pretty open. Black hits back with, no, I have chlamydia, choosing to be absolutely ruthless and penetrating White's defense in a ruthless way. I promise the defenses are the only things being penetrated in this video, by the way. At least that's what I hope. Anyway, coming back on topic, this offensive move is enough to scare away their opponent, making it a great move. Weirdly enough though, White seems to be more down to get under the sheets after receiving this information as they play come over, and I've seen a lot of weird bedroom interests on this channel, but purposefully trying to get an STD is definitely new and a blunder that loses them the game. I'm not usually one to judge, but this shit went way too far. Next, White opens with "You up?", asking the average question you'd expect from a late night text in a book move. It doesn't really do much for the game other than start it, meaning anything could happen here. Yes, anything. Depends. Are you going to try to sleep with me again? I can't tell if this response for Black is flirtatious and wanting White to sleep with them or actually repulsed by the idea. The signals are very mixed, which makes it an inaccuracy. If you want to do well, at least make your goal clear. Choosing to be straightforward instead of batting around the bush, Black states yes, making their verdict known with an excellent move for the honesty. I'm fed up with all these cowards being like nah and then moving the conversation away from these things because it's too early. Just make the move, it works every time. Well, at least from my experience though, my absolute 10 out of 10 attractiveness definitely helps. White then uses this to conjure their next move and plays I'm asleep, which has to go down as a brilliant move as it checkmates the opponent in a really impressive way. I've not seen rejections this good since my Tinder days. Those are rough. Why do you think I know how to navigate games like this? Enough trauma dumping, White knows how to turn men away, and I respect it. By the way, this is my friend who will help me voice over the videos. Say hi to him in the comments or I will f you up.
And White starts the next game in the Text Chess Discord by tagging our head mod before saying hello. It's friendly, it's welcoming, and it's exactly what we want inside our Discord community. I would be a villain to give this anything less than a brilliant move, but I am a villain, so I'll grade it as great. However, White gets ignored and throws all their aura down the drain by responding to themselves with not even a reaction, wow, and a mistake that leaves lots of room for the opponents to attack. The best move would have been to accept the generational aura debt and move on with life. Like, come on man, you should know way better than to point out your own loss. In response to this, 7 people decided to play Black simultaneously, which breaks the rules, but who gives a shit because it's text chess. Rules are for boring games, like, real chess. The Black players all send cornball emojis, which humiliates White to the core and forces them into resigning. I'm still confused as to why they sent a cornball emoji to themselves though. I guess that's a blunder? Knows. But all I do know is bro is not on the team.
Remember the plug.
Oh yeah, shit. The Discord link is in the description, by the way.
Next, White throws us headfirst into a game where we have no context for by using the question mark response typically used in a situation where you do not understand the opening. Considering I have absolutely no context, I'm going to give this a blunder for the inconvenience. I'm now Black's biggest fan. That was an accident. Black pushes back by claiming whatever they did was an accident, and based on the fact that they use a period at the end of their text, I'm going to assume they're probably the culprit here and have sent something weird on purpose. Oh shit, I forgot I meant to be on Black's side here. They can have White's queen from the best move. White reveals what was sent by actually saying, how did you accidentally send me a video of your which is actually insane and enough to make me change teams on this one. It's almost impossible to send someone nudes and pretend to not delete them unless they're opened. Even if that is the case, they meant to send them to someone else, so it's a loss really, and White plays a book move by pointing this flaw out and Black's defense out. Trying to plead innocence, Black explains, no, I was messing with the camera and my just happened to be out. I swear, haha, that was so random. Alright buddy, wrap it up. This does not hold up in the prestigious court of text chess. I would honestly go as far as to call this a blatant lie and a bannable offense. Blunder.
Next, well, want a week in Netflix and chill? Other than this first move from White making zero grammatical sense, yes, that does matter, this classic book move works more than you would think. So who would I be to downplay it other than be a hypocrite? White also follows up with, all the cool kids are doing it these days. And what the does bro mean kids? I was about to call this an all-around great move, but they had to go and ruin it by making it a criminal move. Damn, that feels nice to say. I love being on this channel already. As if things weren't already bad for White, Black makes it even worse by replying with, I have a boyfriend now, so no. And if I could bet my life savings on Black not having a boyfriend, I promise you I would. This is one of those rare instances where lying isn't bad though, and should actually be graded as a good move. It's the only opportunity Black has to turn their opponent away, and you can't fault them for taking it. White responds, haha, oh awkward. Do you really? Like a dumbass. No, they don't really. They just said it for the goddamn of it. Of course they really do. People like this make me lose faith in humanity and need to be eradicated from the face of text chess servers. And no, I don't regret saying that. Miss. Giving white a respectful response, black hits back with yup for a few months, doubling down on their previous move and trying their absolute hardest to reject the creep under the name white. I can't grade this highly as it's simply copying their previous move with a bit more to it, but it's still good. Whatever you think white is about to respond with though, it's the opposite, I promise. You think he'd be cool with it? Okay, what the heliente have I just read? It doesn't take a genius to know that black does not want it, and their boyfriend most definitely doesn't want to hand their girl away for the night. This is a display of utter delusion from white, and an inaccuracy, because who does both think they are? They're definitely not me. In one long move, white tears into their opponent by saying, "What the f***? I did everything right. I paid for dinner and even dropped you home. What else do you want? You women think you're so righteous with all your feminist talk, but then a guy actually does everything by the book, and still, he gets nothing in return." This mistake was all fun and games until feminism got involved, because for your information, I'm the biggest feminist on YouTube. Nah, f that. I'm the biggest feminist on the entire planet. Literally big too. I'm 6'5" in case you weren't aware. Rumor has it that my third leg is the same. Messing with feminism will never get you far in text chess and deserves to be punished in all situations possible.
Next, our little poet starts with, "Roses are red, I have no hopes, will you take off your clothes?" And I've definitely seen better work come from the poem industry. White has the right idea, but the execution holds them off, which is all that holds them off with a great move. Unfortunately, I can only call it a good move though. Black comes back with, "Roses are red, violets are blue," and that is a no for you, sticking with the classic two-liner, but adding their own unique twist at the end. See, these are the types of poems that we love to see. Seriously though, matching White's energy and rejecting them at the same time is absolute cinema and an excellent move on the offense, pinning a high value piece to their opponents. In response, White seems to accept defeat by typing, "Roses are red, looks like I failed, so I'm not getting railed," closing things off by leaving an open question at the end, which is honestly the best move and just about keeps him in contention for the win. Any sane woman would change their mind after this three-liner. Roses are red, sunflowers are yellow, I don't f*** a random fellow. I mean, as much as I wanted White's attempt at coming back from the date to win to work, don't actually argue with this good move from Black. I do think she'd enjoy a date with this good sir though, he definitely has more rhymes where they came from. Proving this, White closes the game with, "Your poems are strong, some skill I'd like to acquire. My approach is quite wrong, but your rejection was fire." Everything about this move works very well and is almost the perfect way to bow out of a game. My only criticism that keeps it excellent instead of being the best move is that bro already has the skills, they don't need to acquire them. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if White already has a girlfriend by the time my editor's done with this video. My guy has next level riz.
Next, White opens with, "It's like you think I'm in love with you or something. I just wanted some good God forbid. Can't handle a bit of choking, huh? Just be honest with yourself, don't ignore me." Alright, I have absolutely zero understanding in the levels of gaslighting, but this is definitely in the top band. Ain't no way bro thinks he can finesse a girl into thinking they want to do the devil's tango together. White is moving like prime Romilda Vane in Harry Potter with the love potion. That's a niche one, so if you know, you know I guess. Jokes aside, this simply doesn't work and can't be credited with anything higher than a mistake. Better luck next time, champ.
I have loads of videos analyzing random ass situations like chess by the way, so watch the playlist on screen. Now, I am not asking,